Good morning, everybody, or almost afternoon. Well, it is literally just a minute afternoon. This is Trisha with Happy Home Designs. Thank you guys for joining me today. I wanted to go on today and do a knockoff project. A dear friend of mine sent me a picture of something they saw in a local Hobby Lobby, and they said, "Oh, Trisha, you can do this and you can make it even cuter." So that's what we're going to do today, is make a farmhouse sign, and it will be similar to one that was seen in a Hobby Lobby store. And we'll get started here in just a minute. Thank you. So what we're going to be using, I have got wood beads. It's a bag of a lot of different sizes. I'm going to be using some wood beads. This is actually one of our farmhouse signs created by my husband, Mark. So this is a Happy Home Designs sign. I did not purchase this, we actually made it. So it kind of looks like shiplap wood on the front. It's in a heavy duty frame, and the back is completely finished. So it's really nice to hang on the wall. It's a nice piece to have in your home. When we make our farmhouse signs, this is the type of sign that we actually use. So I'll be using that. Hey, Anna. You're on time and everything. I'm so glad you're here. So I've got the farmhouse sign, I've got the wood beads. I'm going to be using 3 different ribbons today. I've got some, it kind of looks like burlap, but it's not, with red polka dots. I have some red and black plaid. Hey, Joan. I have some burlap. This is that frayed edge burlap that's my absolute favorite. Hey, Mary Margaret. Good to see you here too. Like I said, the beads, the actual Happy Home Design sign, and those are the basic elements we're going to use. But like I said, I'm copying a photo that a friend of mine sent me from Hobby Lobby, and she just said, "Hey, I know you can make this, and I know it can turn out even cuter," because she likes my bows better. So that's what we're going to do. But the first thing I'm going to do, this is a Christmas sign. Hey, Cindy. This is a Christmas sign, so some of these wood beads I want to be red. You guys, you can hand paint these beads, but it takes a long time. I know a lot of people put them on skewers, like you would skew your, put a skewer on the grill, that kind of skewer, and paint around them. It takes forever to paint these big beads. So I'm going to do a little bit different today. I'm going to pour mine out. What I'm going to do is stain. I want some red beads and some regular, just natural beads. I've got a little disposable cup with some water in it and a little fork to swish it around. And this is red acrylic paint. I know the words are backwards, you guys. I'm sorry. I can't fix that. Hey, Shannon. I know the words are backwards. This is Anita's all-purpose acrylic paint. This is from Hobby Lobby. This is a very large container. It's $4.99, but you know I got it at least 40% off, because you never pay full price for anything when you go to Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to squirt quite a bit of that paint into that water. So I'm basically going to be like whitewashing the beads, but I'm actually red washing. So I'm mixing my paint around with that fork in that water. Now remember, this is acrylic paint, so it's just wash up with soap and water. Really, you can just wash up with water. But that's the first thing I want to do, is dye my beads, because they'll have to sit for a minute and then I'll have to give them time to dry. So let me see. I think I need about 6 or so on each side. I'm going to do 2 huge ones on each side. These are probably 3/4 inch beads. I'm just going to drop them down in my solution. You guys see that? I should have already had my pattern together for my beads, but I don't. I'm just going to do even numbers of even sizes. Got 6 of these, I don't even know what shape that is. Probably 12-sided. Anyway, I've got 6 of those in there. I'm gonna do, or 4 of those in there. Do 4 of the smaller beads. I'm doing 2 strings, so I want each string of beads to match the other. So I'm just trying to get an even number of beads out. Let me see. They're all rolling away from me. Now this is a smaller, crazy shape one. I think I'll do 4 of those. That's 2 on each side. If I can find 4. Drop those in. That should be enough, because I'm alternating red beads and the natural stain beads. So I'm not staining them all, I'm not painting them all. So as you jump on, if you will just tell me hi. so I know that you're here. I can click on the little eyeball thing up on my phone, but I actually can't reach it from here. So if you'll just tell me you're here, then I know you're actually here and watching. Okay, I think that's all the beads that I need red. I don't know why I closed them. I'm going to need the natural ones in a minute. Also, if you will, sprinkle the video on your page and invite your friends to watch. We're trying to grow this community here, and I want to reach as many people as I possibly can. Okay, so I've literally just rolled those beads around, and you can see, I can get that big one up on my fork. I needed a spoon instead of a fork. You can see he's already red. So it doesn't take very long to do the dye process, but it does take a few minutes for them to dry. So I've got a couple of paper towels here. I'm just going to fish them out, drop them down on the paper towel. Try not to let them all touch up on each other when they're drying. So I don't want to have any missed spots. But if I do, it's not a big deal. This is a farmhouse sign and rustic is fine. Hey, Rena. Girl, I have not seen you in, well, literally years. Glad you're joining us today. Okay, fish all of these out. This is the most time-consuming part of the project, but I wanted to go ahead and get it done first because I need them to dry so I can actually string them. Okay, that's all. So I'm done with that solution. Just put it to the side. And I'll move my beads over here out of the way somewhere. Okay, like I said, we are working with the farmhouse sign. This is one that Mark made in case you are joining late. So this is a typical sign that we use for all of our projects that Mark makes in the shop. And what I'm going to do, it's going to say Be Merry at the bottom. I actually have my chalk couture stencils. This one says Mary. I know it's crazy handwriting and it's backwards, so it's probably hard for you guys to tell, but it does say Mary. And this one says Be. So this whole entire sign is going to say Be Merry, but it's going to be so cute. And it's actually going to go this direction. So the height is the tallest part. So tell me, can you guys see when I lay this board down? I think you can. So I'm going to get my Mary centered. That Y drops way down low, so it's going to be kind of hard to get it all on there. These are self-adhesive or sticky back stencils with a screen in the middle. I have used this one. This is a last year's transfer. I can't tell you how many times I've used it. A lot. Probably 50 at least. But that's my word Mary. I know that looks crooked on there. I've actually got the word straight, but my stencil is crooked. And then I'm going to use red chalk couture ink. So this is my ink container. It is Chalkology ink, and it's called Candy Apple Red. And I just got a squeegee, and I'm going to go ahead and get my word on here. My stencil is not sticking down. Thank you, Shannon, for sprinkling. If you guys will let me know when you sprinkle, I am going to be doing a giveaway this week. And I will go back through my daily videos, and I'll probably give away a couple of items this week. So let me know that you sprinkled so I can reach out to you if you are the winner and get your address and mail you a goodie. Okay, so I've got my ink on my squeegee, and you literally just put it down on top of the word and just start spreading. Now the reason I use ink is because it's more permanent than the chalk. I don't have to seal it as much. And honestly, it goes on a lot smoother, but that's just my own personal opinion. Most chalk couture designers use Chalkology chalk on their farmhouse signs. This is just my own personal preference. So it doesn't really make any difference. It does take it a little bit longer to dry, but I have plenty of time, so we can let it dry. So what are you guys doing today? Thank you, Cindy. Thank you for sprinkling. What is everybody up to today? It's kind of warm outside here in Middle Tennessee. I went out to take some garbage out a little while ago, and I'm like, okay, it does not feel like fall today. And I know we're working on a Christmas project, but I'm ready for the cooler weather to be here. I've almost got this on. So once I use the stencil and I get all of my ink spread on, I just take off all the excess. So when it's on my squeegee, I can wipe it back on the side of my jar and have more for later. It just saves it. And then I just literally peel up my transfer, lay it back down, and here's what I have. So it has the word Mary on there. It still looks a little crazy. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. It's a farmhouse sign. It's not really crooked. It's just the handwriting. Okay. I should have brought my blow dryer. I did smudge my E just a little bit. No, I didn't. It's part of the transfer that way. Now the next part is to put my word B on here. And it's in cursive also. You're recouping from the weekend and getting ready for a busy week. You got a lot of stuff going on this week, Anna? I haven't talked to you to see what you're going to be doing. Okay, as I lay down this stencil, I don't want it to touch my Mary. I think you guys can see. So I'm going to kind of hold it up off of the edge and work one-handed. It's not that hard. Actually, I need to slide it down a little bit more. I know I'm putting everything at the bottom, but that is because I'm going to be using those beads, and all of this ribbon is a really cute topper, decorative topper at the top. And the beads kind of remind me of ornaments. Shannon's on lunch break. She's actually sitting in the living room. She's double watching. She can watch from the living room and watch from her phone. She'll be heading back to work here in a few minutes. So again, just loading up my squeegee. I'm holding the edge of this transfer up with my left hand so it doesn't touch my other word, because remember, this is ink. It does take a little while for it to set and to dry. But it's very, very easy to work with, and it's very forgiving. And then raise that transfer up, lay it aside. All I have to do is put those in some warm water and they will come clean. And here's what we have. We have B, Mary. Kind of crazy looking. That B sets to one side, the Y sets to the other side, but it's really cute. I know it's backwards. I hate that, you guys. I told a few different people that we are working on an Android phone, and Androids will not let you flip the camera, or we can't figure out how to flip the camera for the words to be facing the correct direction. Mark brought my blow dryer down. Thank you. So on an iPhone, you can flip it around. So when you guys, like, you see the words behind my head, you can see them the right direction. But on an Android, it just will not let you do that. It's driving me crazy, but there's really nothing I can do about it right now. What's confusing, if anyone wanted to know? Shannon's watching me from the living room, but she's also watching the live. Well, she's hearing me live, but then there's a few second delay before it shows on the phone. So she said it's very confusing, if anybody wants to know, to hear me both times. Well, what's even harder, thank goodness the volume's turned off, but I have Mark's phone here, so I can see myself, and I'm seeing myself later than what I see myself on my phone. So it is confusing, I do understand. Okay, so I've got both of my words on here. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to turn on my blow dryer just for a minute to kind of get these set a little bit, just so it won't peel up too bad. Or not peel up, but wipe up. Got a little spot of red there. So bear with the noise. You guys just keep talking to me. Oh, Maddox has a checkup today, Anna. I didn't realize that. Is this a 2-month checkup? And are you going to be okay taking both boys? Will Ryder be okay? Oh, Jackson's starting basketball. I can't wait to go to his games. It was exciting. It's exciting during this pandemic, and we've all been kind of staying at home and not having a lot of things open, a lot of activities to go and do. It's exciting when you have a child playing ball. I'm glad to know that they're playing ball, and it's exciting to get out of the house and go do something that real people do. Okay, just bear with me just a minute. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that getting really dry. It'll have plenty of time to dry after. If I brushed my bow up against it, I didn't want it to wipe my words off. So there it says Be Merry. I'm going to lay it to the side for a minute. I'm going to go back and work on my beads. What I'm going to do, you guys, is in the middle, which I don't know if I got my finger in the middle, but from the middle to the sides, I'm going to string alternating red and natural beads, and then I'll put a big bow right here in the front, or right here at the top. It'll be super cute. So the beads will kind of reminds me of show curtains strung to the sides, but that's the goal. So let me get my red ones back over here. I'm going to put that to the side. Okay, so here's my red beads. They're pretty much dry. All of the excess rolled off of them. Yeah, my fingers are getting a little bit on them, but not bad. I'm just going to take that paper towel and just dry them. If you guys are having a hard time seeing the actual project, swipe your words to the right so all the comments go away, and then you can see better what's going on the table. I'm just going to make these pretty dry. That'll work. I'm going to string them, and I really didn't want there to be red down on the inside, paint on the inside. Okay, hey Jennifer. I know, Jennifer, I knew you were shopping this morning, and I started to tell you, oh, I'm going live, but it's not like you don't need to shop because I'm going live. So you just have to watch the whole thing on the replay. Okay, so this is my string I'm going to use to string my beads. And I know about how long I need it to be. I'm going to do a side at a time. I'm going to tie a knot just so the beads won't slip all the way off the end as I'm working. Just do a little double knot. Hey Nicole, how are you today? Thank you for joining me. Okay, now remember, I don't know what pattern I'm going to be using for these beads. You guys, I've not made this before. I'm using my hot glue gun. Just put a little bit of glue on the tip of my string and just wait till it cools down a little bit, and then I grab it and twist it, and that makes that string hard on the edges, and I can feed my beads through. So I've got red ones. I need to get back over here and get out the same size for those. The same size in the natural, because I'm going to alternate. I'm just not sure the pattern yet. We'll work on the pattern. Of course, they roll everywhere. Are these the same size? Yes. For these, no, these are too big. I got the wrong size. Actually, I may just use them. We'll see. Yeah, that's the right size. That may be enough. That one's actually already got some red on it. I don't know how that happened. Okay, let me get the rest of these out of the way before they start rolling all over the floor. So I'm doing 2 strings, 1 string down each side. Oh, is it time for Daddy to eat lunch, Joe? I hope he's doing okay today. Hey, anybody out there, Anna, Shannon, Joan, somebody text my mother and tell her that I'm live. I forgot to let her know I was going live this morning. And she doesn't stay on Facebook very often, so she's gonna miss it. Okay, so I've got 4 of every size pretty much. I'm just gonna start stringing my beads. Make sure, yeah, I didn't figure my knot was big enough for that one. Such a big bead. So the hole in the middle is even bigger. I understand, Joan. Your daddy has got to eat. Thank you, Shannon. Okay, try to make a big knot. See what my pattern is going to turn out like. So I'm pretty much going to do a red and then a tan, or a natural. If you're doing this and you're working with beads, first of all, the beads are too cute. But if you're working with beads, just remember, it doesn't matter if it's like everybody else would like or not. Just do it the way you like it. That's what's important. And I'm not really sure exactly how many of these I need. Not very many, I don't think. I actually may need more because I may have just got enough for one side. I actually may have to dye some more red wings, you guys. You may have to bear with me even longer. Hey, Mom. Glad that you're here. I'm making a farmhouse sign today for Christmas using one of our boards that Mark makes. I'm trying to, I went down in size and then I'm trying to go back up in size, except I didn't do it right. My bad, take these two off. And I think this will have it. One of these and one of these. Okay, so here's the string that I have so far. And I think that's about right. Let me hold it here. Get my sign. If you're just joining me, I've already painted this on a Happy Home Design sign. This is not a store purchase sign. And I painted the Be Merry. And the idea, let me get the beads to slide down some. The idea is that these beads are going to string about like that. So I think that's about the perfect amount. I think that works. Okay, so that's one side. Now I've got to do the other side. And I did not, maybe I did do enough colored beads. We'll see if I've got enough red ones done or not. I think I do. Okay. Again, I'm going to try to tie a big knot at the end so that big bead won't slide off. I'm going to get my hot glue. I dropped my hot glue charging station. I'll have to pick that up because I need it to keep my glue hot. Hold on, I got to go off camera just for a minute. Bend over. Have to keep the glue charged. Okay, so I'm going to just repeat this pattern again. So I start with a red one, a big red one, a big white one, or natural, not white, a medium red crazy shape. These are really cute. You guys, I order my beads on Amazon. They are so much less expensive than getting them at any craft store that I found. Even if you use a 50% off or a 40% off at like Hobby Lobby or Joann's or anywhere, I haven't found them as cheap as you can get them on Amazon. And they are super cute to decorate with. I actually have some on our centerpiece here in the middle of the table. I'll show you that in a minute. But they're easy to use, but they just add a little texture, a little 3-dimension to any design. Let's see, I need another one of these. Keep having to dig back in the bag. And then I need, oh yeah, I did the exact right amount. Well, maybe a couple extra red ones, but that's okay. I'll use them the next time. And another white one. Okay, so the idea was that I wanted to make sure I had the exact same pattern on both strings of beads, and I do. So there they are. Got 2 strings, they're the same size, same pattern. I'm dropping them in the floor. Let me get the extras out of the way so they quit rolling around. If this sign doesn't sell today or by tomorrow, which most of the time when I make something, I get a message and somebody says, hey, I want it. They would be cute for ornaments, Shannon, you're right, like those beads. Most of the time I get a message with somebody saying, hey, I want to buy that, and I sell it right away. So if this one doesn't sell right away, it will be heading to, probably to Southern Charm and Bell Buckle. So it will be available in the store. Okay, so let me go back. Here's my sign. I'm going to get my beads attached. And what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to move them down a little bit. I need to have enough room to glue my string around the ends. And this piece of string is actually dyed red because I put it through those red beads. I'm going to slide it down some. And to keep them from moving around too much, I'm just going to put a drop of hot glue at each end of that last bead on the string. Just so it'll have something to catch on and not slip and slide around too much. So I'll take off all the extra. We don't need a whole bunch of extra. Do the same thing on the other end. That was perfect. That just went down in the hole. Okay, so I've got glue on these. That end's not slipping. Take off the extra. It did have some that gooped out. No, I thought I did that one perfect. Oh yeah, cute for a garland tree. Yes, and listen, you guys, I've been looking at garlands for a while now, and I bought a fall garland that's actually just beads. I bought it because it was super cheap, because it was a fall garland, and I guess because fall is halfway over. It's not really, we just got started, but as far as the shopping time goes, it seems like fall's halfway over. Most people are done with their decorating and stuff, or they're most of the way done. So anyway, it was less expensive, and I bought it to use later. It was just beads and jute, super cute. But I thought, oh, I can use that for Christmas, or I can take it apart and use different pieces of it for crafting on some of my projects. And so I bought that. But if you're getting a garland that has a lot of fluff to it, it actually has a lot of stuff, a lot of different elements added to it, you're gonna pay a pretty penny for one of those. So if you can make your own, that's a good idea. Now the ones that I made for fall, I don't believe I overcharged for. I'm trying to make sure that the beads are not going to go anywhere, and they are set. That looks pretty good. Okay, so I need to find the center of my board. You guys, I do not have a tape measure with me. I'm usually pretty good at finding the center, so here goes. We're going to trust me. What I'm going to do is take, I know you can't see this, I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. I'm going to hot glue. Remember how I said I would end up touching my Be Merry and that I needed to dry it just a little bit? Well, this is why, because I've already let those beads run across the word be. It smeared it just a little bit, but I'll get it off. I'm just holding that hot glue until it's set. And then I'm gonna drape it across to this side. I know you can't see this right now. But I will get it laid down where you can. You can just pay me, Anna. That would be fine. You know I work for cheap for daughter-in-laws. Okay, just put a little hot glue. I know it's hard to see, you guys. I'm going to hold it up so you can actually see exactly. This is such a large project. See exactly where I'm gluing. I just want to get it started, and then I'm going to wrap it around to the side so that my glue is in the back. Hot glue is enough to hold this, because this is not a project that we're going to put outside. Nobody's going to hang this outside. And if you did, you might set it on your front porch on a table or something during the holidays. That's fine. It won't hurt it, as long as it's not in the actual elements, as long as it's not getting wet. I'm going to glue it down the back here after I've got it started. Okay, so we have one side draped. Can you guys see that? That's part of the decoration. I'm just clipping off the excess back here in the back. Y'all know I don't use finger protectors when I use this hot glue, and I usually end up burning myself. I want to get all the extra off. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing with the other side, and I need the end where the red is at. I'm trying to do this where you can kind of see. This one started. And down the back. So if this is not a project that you guys like, if it's not something that you would decorate your house with, that's totally fine. We all have different design styles. You'll see it as soon as you walk in. I'll probably post a picture, Shannon, when we're all done. Anyway, I know we have different design styles, but this is a frame that Mark made, and I can make you a farmhouse sign that says pretty much anything if you just let me know. If you want a custom order, I'll be glad to hook you up. Got glue strung out everywhere. Okay. Let me get this one to this side, and I need to kind of make sure it's pretty much even. Hold on just 1 second, guys. Little glue on the side. Got my string in it, hold it tight. Can you guys see that? Holding it till it sets. Hey, Lexi. Hope you're having a good day. Okay, I do have, I see some red on one of my natural beads here where it drug across. I'm just going to take a wipe. It drug into the ink of the Be Merry, and I'm just going to take a wipe and wipe most of it off. And the same thing happened on this bead. That ink, like I said, it does take a little while for it to set. And then it's smeared on my board. But that's what baby wipes are for. And we got enough grandbabies around here to have baby wipes all the time. Okay, here's what I have so far. Is it cute? While you guys cannot see me, I'm going to finish gluing this piece of string on the back so I can clip it off. So like I said earlier, if you were watching at the beginning, a sweet friend of mine sent me a picture of something she saw at Hobby Lobby and said, oh, you can make this and you can make it cuter. Now, I don't know if I'm making it cuter or not, but I'm giving it an attempt. It's not just like the one that she sent me, but it is similar. Okay, I'm just holding that down till the glue dries. Get it clipped off. But I really appreciate her vote of confidence, and I hope she approves of this once I get it done. Okay, so now all I need is a big Christmas bow right there. Isn't that so cute? I like it. Now the red beads are not super bright red. I could have left them in my red wash water. Remember, I put them down in my cup of water with my diluted paint. I could have left them longer to get them redder, but I was doing this for a live project, so I took them out, and they did dry a little lighter pink or lighter red, have a little pink tint to it. But that's okay. All right, so now for my bow. I love to use burlap. I love to use the frayed edge burlap because it's made to be frayed, and I don't have to worry about it fraying even worse on the edges. And I'm gonna make an actual bow, but a layered bow. Trying to see what size I wanna do. So literally I just make a loop with my ribbon like that. You guys see that? This is the back side. This is my biggest section. Trying to decide if I need to make it even bigger. I may make it a little bit bigger. My biggest section, clip it off. So it actually has a loop on each end. I did not double this one. Sometimes I double them, but I don't want this to be too frou-frou. And then I need my ribbon that hangs down at the back, so I cut off an extra piece about like that, and this will be what makes the tails of the ribbon. so it will hang down behind the bow as if I had tied the bow like this. You kind of get the idea? Okay, so bear with me. I'm going to layer this one. I love this polka dot, red polka dot, and especially since we have the beads on there. I'm going to roll this ribbon as well and make it a layer. I want it to be about the same or close to the same size as this, but not exact. Because if it's exact, then you won't see that burlap as much. Maybe a little bit smaller. Okay, I think that's about perfect. I'll clip the tail, clip that one. So now I have 2 pieces of loop, or of the bow section. You can see that? Lay that down. I will add a piece of this to the tail as well. So I want it to be about the same size as that burlap. And then one more layer. This one is thinner. These are 2-inch ribbon, I think, and this is 1 inch. I think that's right. But this is 1.5 inches, I'm sorry. These are 2.5 inch and this is 1.5 inches wide. These are those spools of ribbon that come from Sam's. You guys, do you see how much ribbon is still on this? Let me show you. Look at the thickness of that ribbon. I bought this at Sam's for the $6.98 or whatever, probably 4 or 5 years ago. And I still have half of it left. And I can't tell you how many different times I've used off of this. I've made curly cues for my tree. I've done everything with this ribbon. So if you shop Sam's or you shop at Costco, is what I've heard, Costco does the same thing, then you really need to pick up some ribbon. You never know when you're going to use it and how much you might need. But it lasts forever, and it's such good quality ribbon. It doesn't have bad places in it. And then this one I got this year. It is like a buffalo check. It's black, but it's also trimmed in gold. You see the gold on the edges? It shimmers a little bit. Okay, so I made this bow to be a little bit smaller. Actually, quite a bit smaller. So that's what I have so far. I'm going to cut a piece of that off for the tail. Remember to be sprinkling. Hey, Leah. I was saying earlier that a dear sweet friend of mine showed me a picture of something they saw in Hobby Lobby, and she said, oh, you can do that. You can even make it cuter. So that's what we're doing. Here's what we have so far. This one just says Be Merry. It has bead detail at the side. This is one of our Farmhouse signs by Happy Home Designs. And I'm working on the bow. The bow is the last part of it. Always got to put a bow and decorate things up. I'll let my ribbon get out of hand. Okay. A lot of times, you guys, I use a zip tie to get my ribbons together. But since I only have 3 loops today, I think I can do it just with a piece of string. But this one keeps coming undone. So I think just a piece of string will tie it good. But if I have a whole bunch of layers, if I have 6 or 8 layers instead of the 3 colors, then it's harder to do. And I just lay these 3 together. These are going to be my tail. Put my bow in the middle. Let me get my string. You like it, Leah? It'll be so cute. Okay, so I've literally just got my thumb in the middle. Going to wrap my string, flip it upside down, and tie a knot. Cinch it really tight, as tight as I can. Scrunch it in the front. You guys, crafting is rough on your hands. Just thought I'd tell you that. Mainly I always have them in water because I'm always cleaning my hands to wash all the paint and stain and stuff off. Okay, and cut off my extra string. Let me fluff so you guys can see what it looks like. I'm a little off-centered, I think. And I can fix that. I'm so ready to decorate for Christmas once I get a house. Once I'm in my new house, I will be so ready to decorate for Christmas. Okay, I'm just fluffing. I'm getting my tails twisted out so they can hang down. And there I have a 3-layered bow. You guys see that? It's a little big. Go big or go home. I always seem to end up with big bows, whether I'm making a real bow or a jagged edge bow or whatever I do. Okay, I'm gonna go and cut these tails off. You just fold the tail in half and you cut upward toward the seam, toward the outside seam, and make yourself a little tail like that. Just makes it a little fancier. The burlap, I will not, well, I can go ahead and do the burlap. It may cause it to fray a little bit on the end. That's the only place the burlap will fray. Do this one. This one's a little bit long, so I need to shorten it anyway, so I'm making it a little bit shorter. And then we're just gonna hot glue this baby on and we will be finished. Okay, 3-layered Christmas bow. And it is going to go right smack in the middle, just like that. What a cute sign. Let me get this out. Anna, you ready to decorate? You're always ready. Anna is one of those people that decorates for every season, spring, summer, every holiday. She does a really good job at keeping her house looking very festive. This one's still a little bit long. Let me cut that one. It's still a little long. You know, if you make a mistake when you're painting, when you're crafting something, you just keep cutting until you fix it. Okay, so I'm gonna get my hot glue on here. I'm loading it up. I want this thing to stay. Let it dry just a little bit. Flip it over. Right on top of those beads. And you guys see? Nope, I'm off screen. I was running out of room. And mash it down. And you always go back and fluff, do whatever you want to. If your tails are too long, it's not a problem. We'll clip those off later. If the bow is standing up too tall for you, flatten it out. And just let me hold it for a minute. I am so glad you guys joined me today. I know sometimes it's hard to do these middle of the day lives. But when I do them at nighttime, I know that's harder for some people too. So here's what I have. What do you guys think? Now my tails are covering my beads just a little bit, but you can move those around. And they also could be cut shorter if we needed to. So that's it. So this sign is about, Mark's standing here, 18 inches corner to corner across and probably 22 inches tall, including the frame. We're guessing. It's pretty large. But that will be so cute sitting on top of your fireplace. I always say about the fireplace because Shannon's got one and I love to decorate it. I'll take pictures later. Hey Amy, you caught me right at the end. Here's my finished project for today. It's got some beads, it's got a bow. I mean, what could be better? You don't need anything more than beads and bows for Christmas time. Okay, there you go. So thank you to my sweet friend who sent me a picture of a Hobby Lobby sign and allowing me to recreate it. Hope you guys like it. Holler if you want one. If I sell more than this, I mean, if I have orders for more than this one, I'll be glad to make those too. So just let me know what you need. Hey Diane, you caught me at the end too. Okay, we will talk to you guys later. Hope everybody has a good day. Bye.